everybody, how's it going today? Hope everybody's having a great day. Coming to you for a weekly recap. It's that time again. If you don't know what weekly recap is, do me a favor, go down, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, leave me a comment, like the video, share it with your friends. Here we go. So weekly recap, what it is I break down the loads I do every week, kind of the money, the variable cost, all that good stuff, to give you an idea of what it's like to be an owner-operator. Now, I don't put this out to brag or anything. If you make more than me, congratulations. If you make less than me, then you can maybe learn something. And just know that if you're a company driver, you got a lot less headache and a lot less risk than I have. So if I'm making more than you and you're a company driver, don't think that maybe I'm always making more than you. I had somebody say the other day, I only make $1,500 a week as a company driver, and I was like, I don't know, that's not bad. It's really not bad. I may make more, but I probably end up giving a lot back. So it's nice when you get your paycheck at the end of the week and that's your money to go do what you want to do with. You don't have to put this back for that and go pay this, and it's like, it's your money. So that's nice. Keep that in mind. So weekly recap, I'm leased to an 80-20 split carrier. I own my truck, and a lot of people ask me, like, what do you mean leased on? That means I run their authority with my truck. I'm leased to an 80-20 split carrier. I get 80% of the load, money-wise. They get 20%. They provide the trailer and whatnot. I don't talk about the carrier. Find your own carrier. If you happen to end up at the carrier I'm at, kudos. But I don't recommend it because everybody has such a different experience, and I want you to do your own research and find what works for you instead of just, blindly following a YouTuber. That's not a good way to go through life, blindly following a YouTuber, because, you could end up in a bad situation if you do that. Just saying. So let's get to it. Let's break down this week. Let's break down these numbers. Let's talk trucking for a minute. Can we? All right, so I picked up a load out of Minnesota. This is the first week of July. I'm going over here the first week of July 2022, just to reference the date. I took off the last week of June. I protested work that entire week, and damn, it felt good. It felt good to take a full week off and not worry about trucking for a minute, because normally when I take off a full week of trucking, it's because my truck's in the shop or something like that. But it was nice to just schedule a week off and take a week off. So I enjoyed it. But this week is from the first week of July. So I picked up a load out of Minnesota going out to New Jersey, and that load was -10 degrees, 42,000 pounds, 53 empty miles, 1210 on the loaded, and that paid $4,700. One pick, one drop, not bad. And then I got that load knocked out, and then came down to Maryland, and I picked up a load out of there going to Minnesota. And that load I've done a few times. I like that load going back. So that's 28 degrees, and I believe that weighed about 15,000 pounds, if I remember correctly. I didn't write it down, but I think that's what it weighed. So that puts me in 2 loads. I'm out, I'm back. That's how I like to do it. I've tried to turn this owner-operator thing into more of or trucking in general. I've tried to turn it into more of just a job instead of like taking over my entire life. It's a thin line I'm walking there, because I am gone most of the week, but I try to get home, every week, every 7 to 10 days. I want to be home. Even if it's just for a day, I feel good just being home for a day, I don't like to go 2-3 weeks in between going home. It's just not for me. I've been doing this too long. It's just not for me. So I like that, going out, coming back, works out well for me. Total revenue, that load from Maryland to Minnesota paid $3,000, by the way. I think I forgot to mention that. Total revenue for the week, $7,700. My cut of that is $6,160, my 80%. That was 2,507 all-in miles, 300 2,345 loaded miles, 162 deadhead miles. That's 7% deadhead. That's well within reason for me, especially with freight volumes being down. But I kind of knew when I took the load to New Jersey, I was going out there to get the load from Maryland. So I like that too. You know, my week's planned. You know, when I agree to the New Jersey load, it's like, here's the rate con for New Jersey, here's the rate con for Maryland, and I don't really have to talk to anybody except doing some check calls for some brokers for the week. You know, it's kind of like you handle your business and everything's taken care of for you. So I like that. Let's talk some money. That's $3.07 a mile, $3.07 every mile. That's $2.45. My 80% is $2.45 a mile, and that's $3.28 a loaded mile. Loaded mile, there you go, $3.28. So probably a little bit above average reefer prices, but I'm profitable with that. I got no problem being profitable at $3.07 all miles, but we're definitely not where we used to be. But hang around to the end. I got a little commentary on that. I'm going to try to explain that to the new guys. Let's break down my variable costs. Now, I don't go over fixed costs because I don't have a truck payment. And I know a lot of people say, well, you always have a truck payment. I made double payments for a year and a half, 20 months, basically, so I didn't have to make payments for the other, half of the loan. So yeah, if you make double payments, you can go a little while with no truck payment. So that's what I did. I planned it that way from the beginning. And let me tell you, during that thing that happened in 2020, that was not always easy to make double payments. Not easy at all. But that's how it is. So you put in your insurance cost. I always say that. I forgot to say it. At the end, you'll hear me say this is the money left to do what I got to do with. And that's where you would plug in your fixed cost, your insurances, your truck payments, your business cost, if you got, whatever, all your little dinky, like the ones that tax you, they wear on you a little bit, if you got accounting software, if you've got, to pay an accountant, if you've got, you got all these things, you'd have to put all those in at the end to see what you're really making. So let's go over it. Diesel, $17.32 on diesel for the week, $1,732 for the week on diesel. Most of that was purchased through Mudflap. I think I did buy some fuel in Maryland, but that was just, I needed something to get me back over to where Mudflap is more established. If you don't know what Mudflap is, check out that link in the description. Sign up with Mudflap. If you're an owner-operator, I don't understand why you would not have the Mudflap app. It's free. You sign up with your credit cards, you get cash back on the purchases. Or if you got an airline, if you use that Mudflap with an airline credit card for the whole year, you could probably get yourself a free vacation out of it. Just saying, some people do it that way. $260 on reefer. Whoo, man, getting taxed pulling these reefer trailers these days. $28 in DEF fluids. DEF fluids. Do I have to log that on duty when I put DEF in my truck? Because technically I'm not fueling. Because it's not fuel, it's fluid. It does not propel the truck in any way. But anyway, I don't know. You want to skirt and flirt the laws. You do what you need to do there. Let's see. So I paid. I wrote this down wrong, so my numbers are a little wrong. Let me see if I can do these in my head real quick. I forgot to put in $250 worth of tolls. So I don't know how I came up with. I forgot to put $200 on there. Excuse me. $480 in tolls. I was thinking $280 in tolls. There ain't no way you go from Minnesota to New Jersey, down to Maryland, back to Minnesota on $280. You could do it. Don't get me wrong, you could do it. But these are both high-speed loads. Like, You know, that first load, not so much. I probably should have skipped some tolls on that one. And on the way back, that load is so tight, it don't pay to go around like, normally I'll go around the Indiana toll road every time, but when time is such a factor, like on that load, I just run it. So $4.80 on tolls. Let me do some quick math here. I don't want to lead you guys down the wrong road there. $4.80 on tolls. So 22 on parking. I did pay for a parking spot out in New Jersey because it was like 10 miles from my receiver out there in New Jersey, and showed up and all my paid parking was already taken, even though I paid for the spot. So I paid $22 to park on a curb and get harassed by the parking lot police. And I said, hey, I'm going to stay parked on this curb. Either that or I'm going to go park at a fuel island, and you can have me towed out of here. And I said, I paid for parking. You want to harass somebody, go harass the guy that is in my parking spot, you know? Oh, that annoys the heck out of me. I've said it before, they need to number the parking spots, so when I pay for a parking spot, they say, hey, we're assigning you parking spot example 22. I go to parking spot 22, there's a truck in it, let's get him out of there. But if not, you know, 22 is mine. It's a little pet peeve of mine. Sorry, trucker rant, warning. So that was my variable cost. $25.22. I added an extra 200 in there just now. So $25.22 in variable cost. Let's break it down. Let's put that extra 200 in over here. Let's make it fall to the bottom line. So we bring over my 6160, subtract the 25.22 variable cost. That leaves me 36.38, $3,638. I subtract 500 out of that for my maintenance fund, because the way I do it is, here's my maintenance fund, 20 cents for every mile, and then when I get that number, I round it up to the closest 50. This one I didn't do that because 2,500 was so easy to do the math. I just slapped 500 down there. And that leaves me $3,138. $3,138 left to do what I have to do with. That's where you would take out your truck payments and your insurances and your whatnot. So with these freight rates being tight, well, if you got a real expensive truck that doesn't get good fuel economy, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt, you know. I mean, I've always recommended a fuel efficient operation just for the common sense of it. You know, why do the same job another guy's doing and make $50,000 less a year? You know what I mean? $50,000 less a year. And you think I'm being like, you know, that's a crazy number, overestimating, but it's really not. You know, I heard tales of a company that, you know, was getting like 4 miles per gallon for a fleet average. Think about that. 4 miles for fleet average. It's wackiness. It's absolute craziness. So my average fuel cost for the week was 69 cents per mile. Fuel cost 69 cents per mile. So I do try to run a very fuel efficient operation, and that is truck fuel. I'm not calculating reefer fuel into that because I'm trying to keep up with it on the truck side. That way, you know, for somebody that's looking to buy trucks, you know, you can see the difference here. You know, I'm at 69 cents a mile. You know, let's take a truck that gets, you know, let's take a truck that gets, you know, it's probably like 8 miles per gallon to get it down to that range. So, you know, you take a truck that's getting 6 miles per gallon. What is that? Like an extra 15, 20 cents a mile to run a truck down the road. It gets expensive. So keep that in mind. If you're buying, you know, my opinion, fuel economy is everything right now in trucking. I will say this, my opinion on it is, I know a lot of people are hung up on diesel prices right now. For me, diesel prices are not the issue in trucking. The rates are the issue in trucking right now. And I heard a story the other day of a broker that was that did a load from Wisconsin to Washington, and he posted the load at like $2 a mile, and he said he got a bunch of calls, and he was planning on, he kind of figured he would have to negotiate that load a little bit and get that rate up. He said nah. He said everybody that called was willing to take it at $2 a mile. So it's like, if you're not even going to negotiate, if you're not even going to try, like, go to the click and go. Stop messing with real, like, brokered freight. Go to JB Hunt and click on that $1.90 a mile all day and run it, and leave the negotiating to, like, real people. Like, for me to call a broker and take a load at face value is absurd. Like, you're not even going to try to ask for an extra $1, not even $1. Like, I mean, when I used to book freight, I mean, shoot for the moon. Like, the worst they can tell you is no, you know. And if it makes them mad, then say a command. Shut up, Garmin. That's my command. But if it makes them mad when you try to negotiate with them, you don't want to do business with them anyway, because that's their job, is to negotiate the rate. And if you're just going to roll over and take it, you deserve what you get. You know, honestly, if you go out of business, if fuel puts you out of business, because to me, rates are a bigger thing right now than fuel. Because let's face it, if fuel was $10 a gallon, if diesel was $10 a gallon, you wouldn't care if you were getting $20 a mile, would you? No, no one would. They'd be like, yeah, fuel's up, but shit, I'm getting $20 a mile. Who cares? Run it. That's where I come from with this. I think the rates are more important right now than fuel, you know, because you can kind of negotiate rates a little bit. I say a little bit, but I think the problem with the spot market right now is, you know, we got too good last year, and too many people got in, and then, you know, as soon as volume slowed down a little bit, well, you know, there goes the neighborhood, because you got all these people that just rushed into trucking that, you know, had no business getting into it in the first place. So, and a lot of these people shouldn't even be business owners. You know, should have just stayed company drivers and you know, relaxed. But a lot of them, you know, they seen the money that was out here, and they just had to have it, and they're in no better position. A lot of them in no better position. So, that's what's going on with me right now. I think we should be more concerned with the rates than the fuel prices right now. Get more money. Get more money. I'm not telling you how to run your business, but I kind of am. If you're going to call on a load, at least try to get 10% more than what they're asking. And if they tell you hell no, then at least you know you tried. But just to call and take a load because it's posted, you know, that's desperation. You know, that's people that have no business acumen. You know, they bought the truck at the wrong time. They got the high insurance. They literally should just go be a company driver for a good company. But, you know, I don't know. That's where I see it. That's where we're at right now. And a message to a lot of guys out here talking on YouTube and in real life and everything. 2021's over. It's gone. It's gone. It's in the past. I mean, hell, we're over halfway through 2022 at this point. You got to stop looking back. You know, it's like your windshield is this big and your mirrors are this big, you know, comparative to your windshield. Meaning you need to look forward instead of stop looking back. Because if you sit there and look at your mirror all day, you're probably gonna hit something, or you know, you're gonna drive your business into the ground. So live with the decisions you made for the last couple years and suck it up and run a business. I've never been one to polish a turd. I'll just tell you like it is. It's gone. It's gone. It's time to get over it. We're back to trucking, and it's time to learn how to run a business. And if you ain't got the stomach for it, like I said, get that company driver check at the end of the week and be happy. But, you know, If you're going to run a business, you're going to have to take the downs with the ups. That's all. I'm out of here, guys. Sorry to be so preachy about it. I'll get off my soapbox now. Thanks for hanging around with me this long. Make sure to smash that like button if you made it this far. And just, take care of each other out there. Remember, people are more important than trucking. Bye.